I'm really excited about my new project. I'm taking my old X-Carve out of the basement and I'm moving it into the shop. I'm making it, I'm rebuilding it. So I bought the kit, complete retail. I didn't get any special deal. This isn't any sort of advert. I ordered it myself. I got the kit to turn it from the 500 millimeter into the 1 meter bed, and then I got the extension, the new rails and all that. One of the things that I really wanted to do was to not have it just stored away under the bench or on the ceiling, you know, with a pulley system or something. I decided instead to turn it into my outfeed table. I thought I was a genius. And anytime I have ego, I super get put in my place. Because literally I'm walking through Walgreens getting a prescription and look over and a fine home building right there, there's an article on how to do a CNC X-Carve router outfeed table. It's the router that I'm doing. The design is basically exactly what I was going to do. I'm going to add two other things. And there's a cut list and drawings and everything, and it's already been done. So, in truth, I'm going to follow those plans, add a couple of things, and I am going to put Formica on the top. I really like doing that on an outfeed table. And then, yeah, so follow me as I put the new X-Carve together and build the outfeed table and get it up and running. Question: when do you know you have enough clamps? Trick question: you never have enough clamps. All four legs cut and ready to be shaped. I am using the mustard monster to turn some bun feet. While it's in the lathe, one of the things I like to do is chamfer these sharp edges. And now I could do it with a lathe chisel with it spinning and just run all the way across, but you know, it's not quite as even as I want it to be. So I just use either the block plane or the little plane, and I just go over it all the way to the end. Now, the design I'm using didn't specifically call for bun feet, but yeah, I like them better. So there we go, all four of them. To add the leveling feet onto the legs, I'm going to go super low tech. I'm going to use this 7/16" drill bit that I just picked up. Drop a 2.5 inch hole here in the bottom of the X-Carve leg, and then add that nut there, and we'll go from there. And of course add screws, turn this around, you'll see. Oh my, it was cold in the shop. After about an hour, I cranked it almost to 60 to let some glue dry. The heat in the fan helped. for the glue up. So day one of the new X-Carve table, outfeed table complete, and I'm kind of ish following the directions from Fine Home Building. And one of the mistakes made, I guess, on the instructions is it lists 3 of these sides. And from the description and the pictures, there's not really a back here, and this is a bunch of wasted space. So 2 things are going to happen. One, I'm going to add another piece here and make 4 additional storage drawers there. And then I'm going to put a 5th leg under this on the bottom with support pieces. Just this is supposed to be a torsion box, and this part is kind of my weak link, so I'm going to fix that. But the legs are on, and glue is drying, screws are done. I use, again, pocket screws, not my favorite thing in the world, but they worked really well to get it all together so I could get the glue to set up. I did add some additional pneumatic nails in the space between when I had it turned over, but yeah. Let's get to putting this part in, and then I'll put the top on, and we'll be ready to go. Well, I mean, ready to go, except for before I put the top on, I got to put the drawer slides in there and in there and there, which I forgot to pick up today. For some reason, they were on the list, and I just completely forgot. This is my solution for that center leg installation and to beef up the structure just a little. For my router table, it exhausts there, and so that's close to the vacuum. And my table saw evacuates here. And remember, it's supposed to kind of go out here and through. But if we take a look, I'm on the other side of this piece. So what I'm gonna have to do is cut a hole here and then here, and I'm gonna put a small junction piece and then an elbow and take it in. But I need enough room to do that, and then of course I'll put the exit piece there. But it's a little wrinkle that you're gonna have to be aware of, is where your actual exit is for your dust collection as you do this. I mentioned it previously that I didn't like this big open area and I wanted more support, and so I did install this. I have installed the center foot to give it a little more rigidity. Now make sure that there's no screws as you do this, either here or here. So I'm going to go and check the other side and just make sure that I'm not going to be cutting around those. For the stretcher pieces, I didn't just mill down some 2x4s. I actually had a 2x4x10 that I ripped up and was able to get exactly the 3-inch. Now I'm gonna have to go back and ease these edges a little bit after I install it, but it's I mean, no big knots, just some little stuff. So I think this will be really nice for the table. Everything's clamped nice and flush and square before I drill any pilot holes or put any screws in. And I'm using deck screws here mostly because I have a lot of them and they hold real well. I did pre-drill. Good Lord, I went and got drawer slides this afternoon and I am $90 poorer. Now I did get the ones with ball bearings, but they are by no means top of the line. So yeah, this is going to factor in pretty heavily into the budget for this build. I think I made pretty good headway. All of the slides are in for the drawers. Drawers absolutely positively not built. The elbow's in for the dust collection. And while that may look like it's too big, it's nice to be able to unbolt it and slide it all the way back in. So that's why that's so long. All of the rails are on the top. So yeah, there we go. My next job is to fit a couple little nail strips there and there, and then glue and put the top on. I've added a piece here made out of 3/4 ply, and it's just so that I can have another stretcher across the top. Because what I found is that like going this way, the lateral strength was fine, but this way these two ends just moved, and then this is, you know, almost 4 feet. It's 40 inches between this side and this side, and for the top there just wasn't anything for the top to sit on. So I thought about using a piece of plywood and like making a lower beam on the top, but I think just a removable bar here so that I can just, as I use the X-Carve, open the lid top and use the X-Carve, I can just remove this, and I'll just have some pockets or some hooks over here for it to sit on. But yeah, I think that overall strength-wise, that this is going to make the top stronger, and it'll be a better outfeed table for the table saw, not just a good X-Carve stand and a mediocre outfeed table. Oh my goodness, it's the very first test fit of the top here. I actually decided not to put Formica on the top. Just it's cold, it takes a while to cure, it's a pain in the ass. It'll be fine. Yeah, looky there. All right, check some screw locations from the bottom, get these cut in, and then get my walnut banding around the side. But yeah, that'll do. That will absolutely do. Let's see if I can get a better overall picture of it. As long as you don't judge me for how dirty the shop and table saw is. Man, that's really nice. I've got the top on. Of course, I pre-glued it, and I marked the center for all the 1/2-inch ply. And then I put some staples in just to sink it down and keep it in place. And I'm going to go back through and countersink and drop screws in Now to make this that proper torsion box, to have nice and rigid. The dust port extender assembly fittings. You don't even want to know how much fun that was. I hope the sarcasm in my voice super comes through. And it was even more painful than that. It took a heat gun, about 25 minutes, and an entire battleship worth of cuss words for me to get everything on and aligned and tight. Jeez, I don't want to do that again. And just like that, me saying the words means I have to do it again. I realized as I started to put it in, I put this on my dust right side and Alright, I'm going to do it again. Well, so if I look where my sled grooves are going to be on the other side, I marked them, and they will both just absolutely plow into the tips of these screws. So what I'm going to do is pull these screws and move them over on both of these, just because I don't feel like running over them with a router bit. All my edges match cut and square, so that the edging is going to go nicely on there. A little bit of walnut edge banding never hurt anybody. The hardware that I'm using is from a couple other projects. This is from a design that I was going to do with a fence gate that I ended up doing something else, and so I had these hinges spare, and then I had some boxes that I pulled all the hardware off that were used for international shipping and to ship things back and forth multiple times. And so they have these awesome twist locks, and I ended up like salvaging probably about 50 sets, so 50 pairs of these from those boxes that were just being junked, and I use them whenever I can, and I really think these will be great to really clamp and hold the lid down tight. Okay, top and hinges. Let's get the latches in place. So that's what the latch looks like. It's latched all the way down. I've got one on both sides. Pulls it down nice and tight. And there is the top. Almost completed. All right. I'm super proud to be this far along where I am on the outfeed X-Carve table. I finally got all the structure together, the top on, it hinged, everything ready to go. I have the slide extension cuts put in. The edging looks really good, and yeah, I think this is a good point to call a pause. I will finish everything off in video number 2. With video number 2, I'm going to polyurethane everything, go over some drawer construction, and run the X-Carve. So until then, I really appreciate you sticking around. I am putting the detailed drawings and then the differences between the original design and my design in the comments below. Please, if you have any questions, let me know, and stick around for part 2. It should be just as cool, if I do say so myself. Again, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you want to do me a solid, if you will go down and click subscribe, I have more content like this and other content similar and content not similar, but it's good stuff, I swear. Anyway, thank you much. Bye.